More chaos in California outside a Coast Guard base in Alameda as the driver of a U-Haul tried to ram through the entrance, driving in reverse. The truck sped off, parking just a few blocks away. The driver was wounded in the stomach. His identity is still unknown, but one witness said the U-Haul was parked outside the base for much of the day. Now, this is the same spot where protesters were trying to block Border Patrol agents from getting onto the base. These so-called peaceful idiots allegedly left a security guard working for a news crew beaten and bloodied. In video obtained by the News Nation, he describes what happened.
They kept asking me where I was going and stepping in front of me.
You didn't identify yourself as a Trump supporter or supporting ICE, or?
I support neither.
Would you like me to call 911?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Do you know who did it?
Yeah, I know.
Is it on camera?
No, we were live.
News Nation also caught a man removing rocks from a rock station on the side of the street. So why would peaceful protesters need those?
I support ICE, ma'am, 100%. Some of us want. Some of us just want it to be protest. I fought for your guys' rights to be able to protest. Protest all you want.
Yeah, go
Let's
hold
just
hands
do it
with him.
peacefully. Having rocks here and having rock station gives you the potential to have violence, and I'm trying to do everything to eliminate.
Of course, none of this is stopping Democrats from fanning the flames. Before Trump called off sending troops to the Bay Area, Nancy Pelosi demanded the arrest of federal agents in her district. In a statement, she writes, "Our state and local authorities may arrest federal agents if they break California law. And if they're convicted, the president cannot pardon them." Here with us is Bill Essayli, acting U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California. Bill, we got our audio problems fixed here, but what kind of charges could we see against an individual here who conducts himself in this way around these bases with a vehicle which is obviously a weapon?
Yeah, well, they're looking at some very serious charges. 18 U.S.C. 111 is assault on federal agents, and if you use a deadly weapon to commit that, like a vehicle, you're looking at 20 years in federal prison. I charged that just this week, Laura. We had an illegal alien floor his car at our agents here, and they had to shoot him. So not only are you facing charges, but you might get shot and killed. This is very serious stuff. The agents will not hesitate to defend themselves, and if you survive, we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
Bill, it seems like at least right now, despite the threats of prosecution and some individuals actually being prosecuted in your office and others, there doesn't seem to be a lot of concern on the part of these, these violent activists. They seem energized and inspired by the words of politicians and other agitators, whether it's calling people Nazis or Hitler or authoritarian or the end of democracy. There seems to be an impetus here, and it's not good.
Well, Laura, if you look at Los Angeles, things have quieted down a lot here. And I'll tell you, it's because we had the National Guard come out, number one. Everyone calmed down once they saw armed Marines. And number two, we've charged about 100 individuals, mostly the leaders of these activists, and we hold them and we detain them and we take them to trial. So there are real consequences here in L.A. And I think you're going to start seeing that in other places in the country. So we have to start finding out who the leaders are, who the organizers are, who's funding them, and that's what the FBI and other agencies such as HSI are working on now, and now we're using our national security apparatus to dismantle them. But make no mistake, this is a small minority, but they're just very loud and very organized. We have to dismantle them.
Bill, how many prosecutions has your office undertaken, and how long does this take to go through the system?
We have filed approximately 100 cases for either assault or impeding federal agents here. It's a variety of misdemeanors and felonies. A lot of the lower level ones do get resolved. They do end up pleading guilty to the misdemeanors. Some have started going to trial, and that's a whole other issue, Laura, I can get into with the jury pool here. Some are getting acquitted.
Right. Some
will be convicted. But look, at the end of the day, our job is to hold people accountable. We're going to arrest them, and we're going to put you onto trial, and we're going to try to make sure we have a fair trial. But that's what's happening here in California.
And Bill, any possibility in the future, you think, given what you're seeing on the ground there, of RICO charges against this network of people who are working to thwart and impede law enforcement.
We've charged some conspiracies. We are looking at RICO, but really the FBI is just getting its hands around the Antifa. Up until the president and the Attorney General, Pam Bondi's been so aggressive on this, up until they've made Antifa a domestic organization, I have to tell you, Laura, they weren't taking them very seriously. They were just saying, you know what, these are just some vandalizers, some small assaults, we'll let the states handle them. The FBI did not take them seriously until this new administration. So we are now getting up to speed on those investigations and doing intelligence and applying other assets to figure out how they work and who they are.
And Bill, any update on that illegal alien truck driver who obviously we discovered was, shouldn't have been on the roads and failed various CDL tests and so forth?
That is such a horrific case. Anyone who saw the video, what we know is that he's an illegal immigrant. He should have never had a commercial driver's license, and the FBI is looking into the circumstances of how he obtained that. And my office is going to look into see what the procedures were at the California DMV and whether they violated the Department of Transportation regulations in issuing that. So we have multiple investigations opened into this, but the district attorney right now is taking the lead on prosecuting the individual.
All right, Bill, you are a busy man. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.